She was just a simple woman. No family name, no fortune, no fairy tale dreams. All she wanted was peace. But what she found instead was a locked room, a grieving man, and a love that would rewrite her fate forever. Elara Rose arrived at Braithmore with nothing but a suitcase and quiet eyes. Hired to clean a mansion she had only ever seen in newspapers. She never imagined it would be the place she'd fall in love, or nearly lose everything. Cut to Elara entering the estate, gazing around the vast, lonely halls. Housekeeper, stern, older woman. Don't go near the West Wing. It's private. Just do your work, keep your head down, and don't ask questions. Elara nods politely, curiosity flickering in her eyes. Rain patters against the windows. Elara cleans the grand piano in the music room. He appeared like a ghost, quiet, commanding, and cold. Caelan Wren, the reclusive heir of Braithmore. A man broken by tragedy, and locked in a grief no one dared touch. Caelan, quietly, "You're not supposed to be in here." Elara, startled. I was told to clean the music room." Caelan turns away. "Then clean. And don't touch the piano." He walks away, but not before casting a strange look back at her, one she can't quite read. Weeks passed. Their paths crossed in silence, until the day she found it. A hidden letter behind a cracked panel in the study. A letter that whispered of betrayal, death, and a secret that could destroy them both. Elara reads the letter. Her breath catches. Elara, whispering, "He was blamed for something. But what if he didn't do it?" Montage of stolen glances, shared meals, moments of accidental laughter. Walls began to crumble. Caelan let her into rooms no one else dared to enter, and into memories he had buried deep. Caelan, softly, "You remind me that life didn't end when she died, and maybe I shouldn't have either." But just as they get close, Elara pulls away. The letter haunts her. Elara, tearfully, "If it's true, if you did what this says, I can't stay."
She left, but the truth chased her. Another letter surfaced, another name, another piece of the puzzle. Flashback overlay. A woman by the cliff. Not Caelan. Another face. Another motive. And when she returned this time, it was her who found him broken. Caelan. I never touched her. I never even knew. She framed me, Elara. But I let myself carry the blame because I thought maybe I deserved it. Elara. You didn't. You never did. They embrace. A kiss seals the beginning of their healing. In the garden, lanterns glowing, a ring in his hand. Caelan, I don't have perfection to offer. Only a heart that finally knows what it wants, and it's always been you. Elara, you gave me more than perfection. You gave me home. She came to Braithmore as a maid, and left as a wife. But more than that, Elara became a woman who proved that love doesn't care where you begin. Only where you choose to stand. When the truth finally comes to light.
They thought the past was behind them. They thought love had conquered the silence, but in a mansion full of secrets, one locked door can change everything. Sunlight spills over a quiet morning. Elara and Caelan are in the kitchen, preparing breakfast together. After the wedding, peace settled over Braithmore like morning dew. For the first time in years, the estate felt like a home. But even in paradise, unease can take root. Elara, smiling, you still haven't told me what's behind that door in the West Wing. Caelan freezes slightly, his smile falters. Caelan, quietly, some doors are better left closed, Elara. Music darkens slightly. A moment of tension passes. But the heart is curious, and some secrets beg to be uncovered. Elara dusts a forgotten drawer in Caelan's study. A small, antique key falls out, the same shape as the lock on the West Wing door. Elara, whispering to herself, this isn't just any room. Night. Elara walks the hall in a robe, holding a lantern and the key. She unlocks the door, creaking it open. Behind the door was a room frozen in time, dusty portraits, faded letters, a child's wooden horse. A nursery, untouched. She steps inside, gasps. Elara, softly, Kaylin had a daughter. The next morning, she couldn't hold it in. Elara, why didn't you tell me about her? Kaylin's face crumbles. Kaylin, shaken, because I failed her. She was 6. I was supposed to protect her, but I wasn't there when the fever took her. I've locked that room, and that part of me, ever since. Elara, she deserved to be remembered, not buried in silence. They embrace, tears falling. But Kaylin isn't the only one with secrets. A knock on the estate gate. A man stands outside, disheveled, bitter. While one past is uncovered, another comes knocking. Gatekeeper, there's a man here. Says he knows Mrs. Wren, from before. Cut to Elara standing frozen at the top of the staircase, eyes locked on the man. Elara whispers, no, it can't be. Camera zooms in on the man's face, Victor, her estranged stepbrother, and the reason she fled her old life. Victor wasn't here for family, he was here for leverage, and revenge. Victor, smirking, you married rich, thought you could run from what we did. I still have the letter, and if you don't pay, your precious husband will know exactly how dirty your hands are. Elara's face crumbles. A love born from pain, now tested by truth. What secret did Elara leave behind? What letter is Victor holding? And will Kaylin still love her, when he learns what she's hiding? As we dive deeper into the heart of the story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. And remember to turn on the notification bell, so you're the first to know whenever we release new content. She was running from a past she thought was dead, but the past never dies quietly, especially when someone holds the key to your destruction. Cut to Elara clutching a worn envelope in trembling hands. Elara stands across from Victor, eyes stormy with fear and fury. Victor smirking, you can act innocent, but I was there. We both know what happened that night, and Kaylin. He'll want answers. Elara voice shaking, that was 10 years ago. I was just a child. You dragged me into it. Victor, still doesn't change what's in this letter. Written in your own hand, remember. Unless you want it in his hands, you'll do what I ask. He holds up the letter, her name clear on the envelope. The threat is real. Flashback sequence. A teenage Elara in a rundown apartment, hiding in the shadows. A fire breaks out. Screams. Sirens. Victor pulled her out by the hand. Years ago, Elara and Victor had made a desperate decision, to burn down the home of the man who had abused them both. But only Victor escaped blame. Elara wrote a confession, and disappeared. Elara sits on the floor of her room, reading the letter, sobbing. Elara softly, to herself, if Kaylin reads this, he'll never look at me the same. He'll never trust me again. She stares at her wedding ring. Music swells with emotional intensity. Kaylin watches her from the doorway, concern etched into his face. Kaylin, Elara, you've been distant. Talk to me. Elara forcing a smile, I'm just tired, adjusting to everything. Kaylin, you've been through a lot. But whatever it is, I'm here. No more secrets, remember. A beat. Elara looks like she might tell him, but fear wins. Later that night, Elara sneaks out to meet Victor in the garden. Victor, 1 million, wired by tomorrow, or Kaylin gets the letter. Elara, I don't have access to that kind of money. Victor leaning closer, then get it, or I deliver it. Word for word. He walks away, leaving her breathless, broken. But Braithmore had ears, and eyes. Cut to Kaylin's study. A blinking red dot under a statue, recording everything. A security feed plays back Victor's threats. Elara wasn't the only one keeping secrets Kaylin had been watching. Kaylin watches the footage, fury and heartbreak in his eyes. Next morning, Kaylin stands in the west wing, letter in hand. Elara walks in, stunned. Elara, you read it. Kaylin quietly, I heard everything. Why didn't you trust me? Elara, crying, I was scared. I thought if you saw that side of me, you'd send me back to the streets I came from. Kaylin, softly, I didn't fall in love with your past, Elara. I fell in love with your heart. And no letter, no lie, no brother can change that. He steps forward, wraps her in his arms. She sobs against his chest. Their love was forged in silence, tested by secrets, and now, held together by truth. But Victor isn't gone yet, and his next move won't just threaten their love, it could cost one of them everything. Sometimes the past doesn't haunt you, it hunts you. And when a man like Victor doesn't get what he wants, he takes what you can't afford to lose. Morning light floods Braithmore estate. Elara and Kaylin sit on the balcony, hands intertwined. For a moment, peace. Kaylin, softly, I'll have Victor arrested. You don't have to run anymore. Elara, hesitant, just, wait. If you corner him, he'll do something worse. He's not predictable. Kaylin, neither am I. And he doesn't scare me. He kisses her forehead, but she still looks over her shoulder. Cut to Victor's car. He dials a number. Victor, she won't pay. Plan B. Grab the girl. Two masked men nod, sliding weapons into black duffel bags. That night, Elara steps out to the garden with her phone. A figure approaches from behind. Muffled screams. A dropped phone flashes. Kaylin, calling. Kaylin bursts into Elara's empty room. Her phone is on the bed, untouched. Window open. Kaylin, shouting, Elara. He runs outside. Nothing but silence. And just like that, she was gone. Interior, a dark warehouse. Elara is tied to a chair, a cut on her lip. Victor steps into the light. Victor, calmly, this isn't personal. It's leverage. You always meant something to me, you know. Elara, you wouldn't know what love is if it punched you in the face. Victor, maybe, but I know power. And now I have both. He holds up her wedding ring, snatched from her hand. Kaylin in his private office. Security team gathered. He slams a folder on the desk. Kaylin, I want him found. I don't care how. I'll burn the country to the ground if I have to. Security chief, we traced her phone to a fuel stop 30 miles east. After that, nothing. Kaylin, voice cold, start there. And bring me Victor. Alive. Warehouse. Victor holds a phone to Elara's ear as it rings. Kaylin answers. Kaylin, calm but furious, if you've touched her, Victor, she's breathing. For now, you want her back. 2 million. No cops. Kaylin, you're a fool. Victor, grinning, no. I'm the man holding your heart in a chair. You've got 24 hours. Call ends. Elara stares up at Victor. Elara, defiant, he'll come for me. And when he does, you'll regret being born. Kaylin loads a pistol, gets into his car. Thunder cracks. Headlights illuminate the dark road ahead. This wasn't about money anymore. It was about revenge, and redemption. Late night. Elara uses a shard of broken glass to cut her ropes. Slowly, bleeding, she frees one hand. Then, footsteps. She hides the shard under her thigh as Victor returns. Victor, you always were clever. Too bad clever won't save you this time. She smiles faintly. She's buying time. Back at Braithmore, a knock on the door. A young boy stands with a note. Butler opens it. The paper reads, bring the money. Alone. Kaylin reads it. His eyes narrow. He grabs the duffel. Alone, as ordered. But what he doesn't know, is that this isn't just a ransom. It's a trap. Victor, loading a second gun. Camera zooms in on his face, twisted in rage. Love can heal. Love can protect. But can love survive betrayal, bullets, and a bloodstained past? Dark clouds cover the sky. Kaylin's car races down a forgotten highway. Meanwhile, Elara stands bruised but brave in the dim light of a warehouse corner. They took her because they thought she was weak. They forgot, love makes the powerless dangerous. And tonight, someone's blood will be spilled. Inside the warehouse, Victor paces. Two armed men ready themselves. Elara remains tied, barely, but alert. Victor, to his men, when he comes, you shoot. No speeches. No second chances. Henchman, what if she gets caught in the crossfire? Victor, grinning, then he dies with guilt, and I win twice. He walks over to Elara. Victor, mocking, he'll come like a hero, and leave like a ghost. Kaylin stops the car a mile from the location. He speaks into a secure device. Kaylin, do not enter until I give the signal. I'm going in alone. Security chief, over radio, this is insane. You're walking into a death zone. Kaylin, no. I'm walking in to bring my wife home. He tucks a hidden blade into his boot, checks his weapon, and walks into the dark warehouse. Kaylin enters slowly, holding a duffel bag of money. His voice echoes. Kaylin, calm, Victor. I brought what you wanted. Victor steps out of the shadows, smirking. Guns aim at Kaylin's head. Victor, I wanted her to suffer. This is just a bonus. He nods to a goon. They take the bag and begin counting. Kaylin, let her go. Victor, not so fast. She betrayed me. She ran. And you? You replaced me. Elara screams from the side, struggling against her restraints. Elara, Kaylin, don't trust him, he's going to kill you. Just as Victor walks away with the cash, a deafening bang echoes. One of his own men collapses, shot in the back. Another follows. Confusion. Smoke grenades roll in. Kalen, shouting, now. His hidden backup team breaches. Gunfire erupts. Elara ducks down, struggling to stay low. Amid chaos, Kalen runs to Elara, cuts her free, pulls her into his arms. Kalen, breathless, I've got you. I'm sorry I was late. Elara, teary, I knew you'd come. Suddenly, Victor appears behind them with a pistol, aimed at Kalen. Victor, she always belonged to me. Gunshot, Kalen braces, but Victor collapses, blood pooling beneath him. Elara stands there, holding the gun with shaking hands. Police arrive. Kalen holds Elara as she trembles. Sirens flash blue and red. The night air is heavy. She took a life to save one, and though her hands shook, her heart did not, because love made her fierce and fearless. Weeks later, Elara wakes up in Brightmoor. The sun is warm. She walks out to the garden where Kalen is tending roses. Kalen, smiling, I saved one for you. Elara, I didn't think I'd live to see another spring. Kalen, then let's make every one after this worth it. He kneels. From his pocket, her wedding ring. Kalen, softly, marry me, again, but this time, without secrets, without shadows. Elara, tears falling, yes. 1,000 times, yes. She was just a maid, a simple woman who cleaned floors and made beds, until she stole a billionaire's heart. And when danger came, she didn't run, she fought. And together, they didn't just survive, they began again. A foggy morning cloaks Breathless estate. A letter arrives. Its seal bears a name that hasn't been spoken in years. Just when they thought the past had died with Victor, a new name emerged from his ashes. And with it, a will that could tear everything apart. Dining room. Elara pours tea as Kalen reads the letter. His face goes pale. Kalen, shocked, this can't be real. Elara, worried, what is it? Kalen, Victor had a wife. Legally, her name is Lysandra, and she's alive. At the gate of Breathless, a sleek black car pulls up. A tall, elegant woman steps out, Lysandra, wearing a black veil, red lips, and a smirk that promises war. Lysandra, to the guard, tell Kalen Knox his brother's widow is here, and she's claiming what's rightfully hers. Living room. Tension as Lysandra walks in like she owns the place. Lysandra, to Kalen, my husband left me everything. His stocks are in Breathless Farms, the vineyard, and part of this estate. You're squatting on half of what's mine. Elara, calm but sharp, you're not welcome here. Lysandra, smirking, neither were you. Yet here you are, in my brother-in-law's bed. Kalen steps between them. Kalen, you've been gone for years. You left Victor. This won't hold up. Lysandra, casually dropping papers, the will was updated 2 months ago. Witnessed, notarized, and now, legally binding. Nightfall. Elara and Kalen argue in the study. Candlelight flickers. Elara, emotional, why didn't you ever tell me he had a wife? Kalen, frustrated, I thought she was dead. Victor told me she overdosed. She disappeared without a trace. Elara, she knows too much. About us. About the business. She's here for more than money. Kalen, grimly, she wants to destroy what we've built. Lysandra moves like poison, charming the staff, dining with shareholders, making calls in the dead of night. A quiet war begins. One afternoon, she corners Kalen in the vineyard. Lysandra, whispering, you were always the better brother. Smarter, stronger, better looking. Kalen, stepping back, don't try it. Whatever you're planning, it ends here. Lysandra, smiling, does it? Because this land was Victor's, this fortune was mine, and I'll bury you both to take it. Elara visits an old private investigator, one she hired before to trace her sister's disappearance. Now, she wants dirt on Lysandra. Elara, quietly, follow her. Track everything. Calls, meetings, bank records. I don't trust her, and I know she's hiding something. Later that week, Kalen finds Elara sitting alone in the rose garden. She looks distant, tired. Kalen, sitting beside her, we've been through fire, Elara. But this? She's different. She's not Victor. Elara, softly, she's worse. He takes her hand. A moment of deep connection. Kalen, we beat death. We can beat a ghost. Elara, then don't keep me in the dark. No more secrets. Promise me. Kalen, nodding, I promise. Whatever she's hiding, we'll find it together. Just when the scars were healing, a new wound ripped open. Because sometimes the dead don't rest, they come back wearing red lipstick and wielding old promises. But Elara didn't survive kidnappers and bullets to lose now. And neither did her love. A dimly lit office, the hum of a printer in the background. Elara holds a file, her hand trembling as she reads. The words on the paper are more damning than she could have ever imagined. The past has a way of catching up, no matter how far you run. And when Elara discovered what Victor had hidden from her, everything she knew about her marriage began to unravel. Kaylin and Elara sit in the study, the glow of a desk lamp casting shadows over their faces. Elara slams the file on the table, eyes wide. Elara, shocked, Kaylin, you need to see this. Kaylin picks up the file, his eyes scanning quickly. Kaylin, furious, Victor, he was behind the disappearance of my sister, wasn't he? The file contains pictures of Lysandra and a man Elara recognizes. It's her sister, alive, standing beside Victor in a dark corner of an old building. Kaylin, eyes narrowing, this is bigger than I thought. Elara, whispering, Victor knew about my sister's involvement. She was working with him, before she disappeared. Lysandra stands in the hallway, her posture impeccable, her cold eyes watching Kaylin and Elara approach. There's no fear in her expression, only calculation. Kaylin, angry, you knew about my sister. You helped Victor hide her. What else have you been hiding? Lysandra, smiling, your precious sister. She's a liability. I protected her for years, but she wasn't innocent, Kaylin. She knew exactly what Victor was doing. She was a part of it. I only saved her from a worse fate. Elara, shaking with rage, you're lying. You killed her. Lysandra, coolly, not yet, darling. But it's only a matter of time before you figure out the rest. You don't know half of what Victor was involved in. Later that night, Elara finds herself alone in the library, flipping through old journals and papers Victor had left behind. One journal stands out, dated the year she was hired as a maid at Breathless. Elara, reading aloud to herself, her disappearance will be our greatest asset. No one will question it. The business will thrive without suspicion. And when she comes back, no one will know what she's truly capable of. Her eyes widened in horror. Elara, whispering, he used my sister to cover his crimes. Suddenly, Kaylin enters, looking pale. Kaylin, urgently, we need to leave. Lysandra's not playing games anymore. She has something worse in mind. Kaylin and Elara, driven by the newly discovered truth, decide to take matters into their own hands. They start digging into Victor's criminal ties and Lysandra's connections. The investigation uncovers dark dealings involving money laundering, illegal arms, and human trafficking. Elara, disgusted, he was never the man I thought he was. He was a monster. Kaylin, and Lysandra is even worse. She's playing a long game. But we have one advantage, we know what she's afraid of. The next day, Kaylin and Elara meet with a trusted lawyer, Mark, to learn more about the true extent of Victor's will. They discover that a hidden clause in the will gives Lysandra full control of the estate if Elara dies within a year of marrying Kaylin. Lawyer Mark, grimly, there's a clause in here that makes it clear, if Elara dies, even in an accident, Lysandra inherits everything. She's been planning this for a long time. Kaylin, clenching his fists, I'll kill her before I let her take anything from us. Elara, calm but firm, we're not going to kill her, but we will expose her. She's got nothing left to hide. Back at Breathless, the tension is palpable. Kaylin and Elara confront Lysandra one last time. The truth is out, and there's no more room for games. Kaylin, confrontational, your game is over, Lysandra. You've lost. Lysandra, laughing darkly, you think you've won? I've always been 5 steps ahead of you. But you'll never expose me. You'll never get your hands on Victor's legacy. It's mine now. Suddenly, Elara steps forward, holding a folder of evidence. Elara, calm but assertive, you're right. You won. But now, I'm playing a different game. This is Victor's legacy, and you're nothing but a footnote in it. Elara drops the folder onto the table, the truth about Lysandra's criminal activities spilling into the light. The following morning, the police have arrived to arrest Lysandra. Elara and Kaylin stand together on the balcony, overlooking the estate. The weight of the past is still heavy, but a new sense of peace settles between them. Kaylin, softly, we did it. It's over. Elara, nodding, it's just beginning, Kaylin. We've been through hell, but now we can rebuild. She takes his hand. They look at the horizon, together in the quiet aftermath. The truth always has a way of coming to light, whether you're ready for it or not. But for Elara and Kaylin, love had always been stronger than the shadows. And as the darkness receded, they found each other, stronger than ever before. Elara, you were alive this whole time. We thought you were dead. Celine, tears falling, I wanted to come back. But Victor told me you were in danger. That he'd kill you if I ever contacted you. I believed him. I was young, scared, stupid. Kaylin, cold, and now you show up after Lyssandra's arrest. That's convenient. Celine, shaking her head, I swear. I escaped from the compound in Morocco. I didn't even know she was gone. Elara places a calming hand on Kaylin's arm. Elara, she's telling the truth. I can feel it. Later that night, Elara reads a worn-out journal Celine brought with her. In it are confessions, Victor's manipulations, accounts of blackmail, names of other accomplices, names Elara recognizes from within the estate staff. Elara whispers he was running a network, and some of them are still here. Suddenly, there's a thud outside the room. They open the door. One of the long-serving butlers, Mr. Hawthorne, is standing there, pale. Mr. Hawthorne, nervous, I think. You should know something about the North Wing. Elara, Kaylin, and Celine follow Mr. Hawthorne to the estate's long-abandoned North Wing. The air is thick with dust, and the lights flicker. Hidden behind a false panel, they discover a hidden study, Victor's personal archive. Stacks of documents, passports, audio tapes, and one sealed envelope labeled, for Elara, when I'm gone. Kaylin, opening the envelope, it's a confession. Elara reads aloud, Victor's final words, twisted apologies, rationalizations, and finally, a chilling reveal. Elara, I never meant to fall in love with your mother, but I had to destroy her to keep the fortune. You were never supposed to know. Elara, trembling, my mother, he loved her. Celine, whispers, he killed her. Elara, that's what I was trying to protect you from. Elara crumbles to the floor, overwhelmed. Kaylin holds her, speechless. Celine kneels beside her, hands shaking. Elara, my whole life. I was living in the home of the man who murdered my mother. Kaylin, no, you were surviving. And now, you're rewriting everything. Days pass. Elara, stronger, calmer, walks through the halls of Breathless. She speaks to Kaylin by the fire, her voice steady. Elara, I'm not running anymore. I want to use this estate to help survivors, just like me, just like Celine. I want this house to be a refuge, not a monument to monsters. Kaylin, smiling softly, then I'll help you build it, brick by brick. Together, they kiss, slow, tender, real. For the first time, not born of pain, but healing. The truth doesn't always set you free right away. Sometimes, it shatters what you thought you knew. But in the ruins, something new can bloom, stronger, bolder, more beautiful. And in that house of secrets, Elara finally found something pure, peace, purpose, and a love that was never just about fairy tales. Drone shot over Breathless estate as construction trucks and workers roll in. Garden beds are being dug, rooms painted, and new wings cleared. The mansion no longer looks haunted, it's becoming alive. For years, Breathless was a prison wrapped in gold, a home built on secrets, pain, and greed. But under Elara's hands, it would become something else entirely, a sanctuary where broken wings could learn to fly again. Elara and Kaylin stand before a group of architects and social workers, reviewing blueprints spread across the estate's grand table. Elara, confident, this east wing, converted into transitional housing. Each room, a private suite for women escaping abusive homes. The west garden will be a therapy space. Art, flowers, nature, peace. Kaylin, admiringly, you're turning this place into a story of survival. Elara, softly, no. I'm just giving others what I never had. Elara walks through her old maid's quarters, now dusty and untouched. She slowly begins to paint the walls soft peach. On a shelf, she places her late mother's locket and a photo of her and Celine as children. Celine, entering quietly, you're really doing it. This room was where it all began. Elara, and now, it'll be the first welcome room. I want every woman who walks in here to feel seen, not small. Later, Elara finds out that a donor has pulled funding after hearing about the estate's controversial past. Some tabloids spin the story of Victor's crimes, shaming the idea of a shelter housed in his old estate. Kaylin, reading headline, Shelter or Shrine. Public divided over Breathless transformation. Elara, devastated, they'll always see his name, no matter what I build here. Kaylin, firmly, then we erase it, rename it, rebuild it. This isn't his legacy anymore. It's yours. Elara stands before a crowd at the estate gates, reporters, community members, former survivors, and future residents. She holds a plaque in her hand. Elara, speaking clearly, I was once a maid in this house. Then I was a prisoner to its shadows. Today, I stand as its owner, not to flaunt power, but to restore dignity. This is no longer Breathless Estate, it is Holloway Haven, named after my mother, Marisol Holloway. Applause breaks out. Kaylin places a proud hand on her shoulder. A young woman steps out of a car with a black eye, a small suitcase, and a scared look. Elara personally greets her at the door. Elara, gently, "Hi, I'm Elara. You're safe now." Young woman, whispering, "Is it really okay for me to stay here?" Elara, smiling, with tears in her eyes, "It's not just okay. You belong here." Montage, rooms being filled, laughter in the garden, therapy sessions, Kaylin teaching self-defense classes, Celine runs an art workshop, Elara journaling at dusk. Healing is not loud, it comes in soft glances, warm meals, and mornings that feel safe. Elara's pain did not vanish, but she turned it into purpose. And that is how you reclaim your story. A new plaque is being unveiled, Holloway Haven, a home for new beginnings. Kaylin and Elara walk hand in hand. Celine plays with children in the garden. The mansion glows, no longer a cage, but a lighthouse. Kaylin, do you ever miss the quiet life? Elara laughs, I think this is the quiet life, for a woman who used to wake up scrubbing marble floors. Kaylin kisses her forehead, and now you're building kingdoms with bare hands. Once, she was a maid, a girl with calloused hands and a heart full of scars. But she dared to rise, and with each brick she laid, each soul she welcomed, she became so much more than a billionaire's wife. She became a builder of second chances. Flickering candle light illuminates Kaylin's face as he sits alone in the library, staring at a faded letter. Rain taps softly against the glass. His jaw clenches. He's not the man Elara thinks he is, not entirely. Before he stood beside a woman rebuilding hope, before he wore loyalty like armor. Kaylin Thorne had a past drenched in fire, betrayal, and choices no man wants to carry. Elara stumbles upon an old wooden chest in the attic, marked CT. Inside, newspaper clippings, a military medal, and a small velvet box. She finds a photo of a much younger Kaylin, smiling with a woman holding a newborn. Elara, softly, what is this? Young Kaylin, late 20s, in a dusty military uniform, returns to a rural town called Maywick. He's welcomed by Eva, his then fiancée, and their newborn daughter Lila. Eva, smiling through tears, you're really home. Kaylin, emotional, for good this time. No more missions. Just you, me, and Lila. But life doesn't stay peaceful for long. Kaylin discovers Eva took out a massive loan to cover medical costs for their child, and the lender? A corrupt businessman named Victor Alcott, yes, the very same Victor whose estate Elara now owns. Victor, coldly, your service doesn't make you untouchable. You want to keep your family? Pay me back. Or work it off. Kaylin, gritting his teeth, what do you want me to do? Victor, with a cruel smile, security, private favors, eyes that don't blink when things get messy. Kaylin begins working for Victor, slowly realizing he's entangled in blackmail, illegal surveillance, and even intimidation. When he tries to back out, Victor retaliates, his home is burned down. Eva and Lila, gone in a blaze Kaylin couldn't save them from. He's arrested at the scene. Charges dropped due to lack of evidence, but the town turns on him. He vanishes after that night. Elara confronts Kaylin in the garden, holding the photo and letter. Elara, voice shaking, why didn't you tell me about them? About Eva? About Lila? Kaylin, frozen, then quietly, because I failed them. Because I swore I'd never fail anyone again. Elara, Victor was behind it all, and you still came back to the estate he once ruled. Kaylin, with fire in his eyes, to destroy every last piece of him. Not with violence, but with purpose. With you. Later, Elara places a new plaque under a magnolia tree on the estate grounds, in memory of Eva and Lila Thorne, gone, never forgotten. Kaylin stands beside her, overcome with emotion. Elara, you never lost them. You just hadn't found a place to honor them. Kaylin, teary-eyed, and I never thought I'd find someone who'd help me do that. Before he was her protector, he was a broken man, a soldier crushed by the weight of his ghosts. But in the ashes of his past, Kaylin Thorne found not just love, but redemption. And it was Elara who gave him the one thing he thought he didn't deserve, a second chance at family.